Hey everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers Quest for Peace, episode 20. We are back and we are standing in front of one of our defense towers. Well, it's not one of our defense towers, it's the, what would you call this? The prototype defense tower that we are going to be adding to our base. So, let's get back in there. So basically what is going to be happening is that I think the area is going to be getting more and more dangerous. Yeah, you can see there's a red tag over there. There's an IMDC. Yeah, so traffic's starting to increase around here. Now, of course, we all know is that I've now installed the MES mod and I've added in some hostiles. Because we've already achieved our first goal, which is to get the farm up and running. And I'm going to call the farm done now at this point in time. There's really nothing more beyond just farming, you know, putting the plants in, getting the seeds done, all that fun stuff. So I want to bring a little bit more excitement to this system. And I want to do it before I head up into space, just so it all kind of gets included in there. So this is the tower that I'm going to be kind of putting around the base, and I'm going to be putting them basically at all of these support points that reach into the hillside there. They're all going to get one of these towers, but before I do that, what I want to do here is I want to have a quick look in here and see if I can't add a little bit of a self-repairing system. Just to make sure that if something goes horribly wrong, and you can see we've got a blueprint turned on. Let me actually go turn that off before the nano system comes in here and starts trying to repair the stuff that I'm doing there. So I'm going to turn that projector off. There we go. So basically what I want is I want to make sure I have a repair system that is not reliant on the nanobots, because where I'm going to be placing this, the nanobots really can't reach very well. So it's going to need some of its own internal control. And I think what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to get it to go just right up there. And I'm going to hope that turret falls within range of it. So I'm going to grab myself my welder here somewhere in this giant list of stuff. Let's see, we got our drills there. Yeah, see the grinder. So one of the things, I am running the resource node mod. So what the resource node mod gets you, so if you look for advanced drill, no, it's not. Okay, so who's breaking that? One of the mods that I'm using is breaking that relationship. In vanilla, if you go for the grinder, what that'll do is it'll give you the entire category, but something has broken that, and I'm not sure what it is. I always thought it was the resource node, but I'm gonna take a guess that it isn't. Okay, well, let's just grab a welder here and let's try to position it into place. Why will you not go in there? What is blocking you? Nothing is blocking you. What is blocking you? Let me go dump some of my inventory here. Yeah, I did take the long way. I realize that. Yeah, that's one of the things about using heavy armor is that it takes a lot of material. Okay. All right, little guys pick that stuff up, so that's fine. Okay, so why will you not fit? That's why, because you're still should fit in there. I have no steel plate now. It's not one thing, it's another. Okay, so let's get that. Then we can, there we go. Now we can put that into place. I'm gonna remove this turret. I'm gonna weld this guy up. Let's get him all welded up. Make sure he's turned on. I'm gonna throw the stuff I just got from that turret, and then I'm gonna go turn the projector on. I want to see if it even starts welding. Okay, so it didn't start welding there. So So that's not quite good. What if I... Okay, well, let's turn the projector off again. So one of the things I could do is I could go right through here. Yeah, see, it's just... the range on these welders needs to be a little bit further. So I could put a welder there on each side, but then I got this gap I'm going to see. So one of the things I was hoping I could get away with is being able to see the welder, because, you know, down here, right, I could just throw a plate on top of, if I get rid of the girders here, you know, I could just throw a plate right there, right? And that'll cover that port. Yeah, go ahead and do that, guys. Problem being, of course, is that it's not reaching to here. Because the range, actually, if I got build info, yeah, I do. Let's see if we can't see this guy's range here. So we go control plus, nope, control plus, and what is it, shift R? Yes. So you can see the welding range that it has is right there in that green bubble, and it is not reaching out to here. So I could use a mod that will increase that. I just don't... That mod feels just sometimes a little bit OP, but this is a little underpowered. You know what? Let me go install that, and then we can compare the ranges. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I've got the... What is it? It's the Improved Welder Range Vanilla by Lord Nighthawk. So what it's doing is it's increasing the welder range from 2 meters to 10 meters. It feels a little large to me. That being said, maybe I'm better off, instead of using a vanilla welder range increase, maybe I should look to see if there's one that separates the vanilla welder. I find this just a tiniest bit OP. Like, all I want is another freaking meter or 2 meters. Like, half of this would be perfect. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm gonna go look for a welder. I'm gonna eat some kelp chips. Let's go see what we have for kind of more advanced. Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Are you turned off? Yes, you're turned off. And that's all the stuff I threw in there. Of course I don't have enough room. Oh, they got picked up. Good. Okay, so that's actually okay. So I can't put it in, but the new Type 2s are not covered by the vanilla. Upgrade, so it still maintains the 2 meter sphere. Okay, so I do have options. So if we look at the... There we go. We look at kind of the old school Type 1 welder, it's got the extended range, but if we look at the Type 2 welder, it doesn't. Okay, so that gives me an option. I just don't want to have a bunch of OP welders sitting in my base. That feels to me just a little cheaty. So let's just put this back in, and we'll add that to our turrets. So we'll grab our components, throw you into place. We can now turn you on. Let's grab a plate. And we probably should make that a heavy armor. There we go. So we're going to throw in our heavy armor plate right in there. Let's get you welded up. Let's turn this thing off so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, sure. Just when I turn my back on, you guys. There we go. And one other thing I should probably put on here somewhere is some sort of warning that the welder is in fact active. So let's go grab some of these. Yeah, we'll go vertical on those. We're going to put one there. Oh, sorry, two. We'll put two there. We'll put two here. I'll go grab the material I need to actually do this. And then we'll put another one there. One there. And one there. Okay. So on the light here, let's get our nice orange. So, yeah, that's good. Radius is fine. I'm going to bring the intensity down to like 2. Fall off can stay, and now we need a blink. Every 1.5 seconds. Blink length, about 40% of the time. Let's have it turned on. Yeah, that feels good. I like that. And let's copy that setting and paste it there. Actually, before we do, I should probably rename this. Let's call this turret. Or actually here, not turret. Let's go tower. Welder. Warning. Light. We'll copy that by hitting insert and to select all, page up to copy, and then I can just look at these guys here and we can go paste and paste and paste, paste and paste. All right, they're all synced up. Inside of here, let's go in through here. Okay, I'm just hoping none of these guys gets close enough. Okay, he is moving further away. That's good. As long as they stay about 2K away, I should be okay. Oh, good. I got a nice little hollow spot right in there. Those guys picked up their stuff. So down here, I'm going to grab an event controller. So let's grab an event controller. And even though with a full inventory, of course, do not have the right materials. So let's load up on the correct materials. We're going to pop that in there. Do I need an event controller? No, I don't, actually. What am I doing? Never mind that. What I actually just need is I need an on-off switch. Okay, let's grab a button. There we go, 9. Let's put it right there. I think that might be out of range. Okay, so in here, we're gonna find our welder. So we have our warning light, we have our welder. We're gonna call this tower welder system. Like so. We're gonna turn everything off. And then we're gonna go into our button here. We're gonna look for the group, which is right here, and we're gonna just toggle that on and off. So When the welder is activated, the lights will be on, so that tells me that be careful getting too close. And then when the welder is off, it's all safe. Oh, pardon me. It's all safe and I can approach it. All right, excellent. And okay, so that's got that working. That's good. That's what I wanted there. I'm gonna turn... I'm not gonna turn the projector on just yet. Actually, I need to turn the projector on because I need to get an updated blueprint, but it needs to be updated with everything attached to it. So we'll turn our blueprint on. Being careful not to get too close. Actually, I can get as close as I want. The damn thing system's not turned on right now. All right, let's grab a bunch of parts. I don't think I have a way of depositing them into... of course I don't. Why would I make... Oh, you know I can. It is piped in. It is piped in right through here. So I should be able to... Yes! All components were deposited. Let's go turn the welder wall or the welder system back on. We'll get our warning lights and the welder should start welding stuff up, of course, along with the nano system. Okay, tower's all welded up. Welder is turned on. Let me close the door here for its picture. And let's do a copy. So defense tower, yeah, I'll leave it as _1, so we'll have like we have the original version, now we have this version. Cool. Let's go update the blueprint. So we can turn that off. We'll come over here. Blueprints. Tower. So defense tower 1, copy to clipboard. And let's just make sure it hasn't scooch to the wrong place. And yeah, I also do a test, remove a block, make sure that the projector is in fact lined up correctly. And there we go. That is the final tower. Now all we have to do is start putting it into place. And first one is gonna go over here. I would nice if I had some cargo access underneath, which I can probably do right here. So we'll put in a T. Just grab the right color here. Yeah, let's use the T here. So we can just go like that. Weld you up. Yeah, there's not going to be anything in there. What am I talking about? I need some cargo. Where can I get some cargo? Cargo. Right in here. I have cargo down here? Of course, I do have cargo right over there. No, it's cut off. Jesus. Cargo. Cargo. Or more or less cargo. Not all the cargo, but some of the cargo. Okay, let's get a door through here. Or go through the door here. Let's get you reconnected enough that I can now pull cargo through. Like I should be able to pull now through here. Even though I can see the port, it should still be connected. What am I got in here? All right, that's all welded up. That's all connected. Before I... Okay, so I'm gonna need a line that's gonna come out for the tower. Let's come through here. Do want to make sure we always feel supported. I fit a cargo terminal here. Not very cleanly, but I can run that down to there. And I could put the cargo terminal in. I don't have the plates for it. If I can't withdraw them from this cargo. There we go. Okay, so again, we put one of you in. We put one of you in. While I'm here, let's throw one of you on there. Back to our cargo, and then we just need a corner. Go that way. I guess we'll just have our straights go this way. Underneath. And until we can find a place to put our defense tower in. And yeah, that should do. Maybe come back by one here. Yeah, I'm gonna come back by one. Go back to our corner bit. Well, that way. And that way. And then we'll come up by one or a few. Because I don't want him to really have the base in the way. Let's eat some more chips again. Put another corner piece in. I'm gonna have to. I'll build some supply around there, but okay. So to put that in place now, we're gonna need a projector. So let's get the tower so we can actually get her all welded up. Gonna have to hand weld most a big chunk of it. We can probably pull our pieces from the inside here. Right like that. Let's get this cargo container just so I have an easy access to the cargo and this piece. There we go. There, now I can draw pieces from there. Make sure we have that in our build planner. And okay, excellent. Okay, so for now, we can grab our tower blueprints. So tower. Copy the clipboard. And I could probably position this a little nicer. Let's do that. Okay, so with it now here, it's actually oriented correctly, which is a nice change. Usually it's, you know, on its side and doing all kinds of weird things. Actually, I can come quite down low on the hill here. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's all right. No, that's good. That's good. Because I can come all the way out to here. Even go down one more. How would that look? You know what? That's okay. All right, let's leave it there. I'm gonna need to change up the way these guys are connected, so I need to make a temporary band across here. So I can come into here, remove that piece, and then put in a corner piece. Let's start getting some welding done. All of those to the build planner. Bring up as much as I can. And get to welding. Okay, so that's got the conveyor all hooked up. We can get rid of these guys now. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on the conveyor system. To get me to that welder. And then I'm going to let the welder do as much as it can. Which way is that conveyor going? Let me just change up this projector here a little bit. Because one, key projection, sure, and I only want to see the buildable for now. It's a barking deer. Like this fella here. Let's go load up some parts. Now everything below there I will have to manually weld, but that's okay. Now we can just watch this guy do his magic. I'm gonna get rid of the projector here. Because inside... Oh, shoot. That was stupid of me. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the internal projector, which I have not even put in yet. Okay, that was just brilliant on my part. Okay, let's put the projector back in. Are you even connected? How are you connected? I jumped the gun, and the gun won. Okay, now I've got its own internal welder plugged in. Oh, right, I'm out of fuel. Let's get recharged here. And make sure we refill our bottles. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to turn you off first. Yeah, okay, now I can actually delete you. All right, let's get that welder turned back on, wherever he is. There he is. And on. And I'm just going to let him do his thing for the next little bit. Actually getting a lot more than I thought he would. Okay, that's got the wrong blueprint in it. Yep, that has got the wrong blueprint in it. Okay, so I need to update the blueprint master. I'm gonna let that finish off there. So what I need to do is I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make sure that the build and repair system will not start screwing around. You know what? I'm just gonna turn it off. There, now we don't have to worry about it. Because now I want to line up the new blueprint, this one. So we'll go to our blueprint here, go to our tower. Let's make sure. Yeah, that's got the right one in there. And now we have to take it again. So Control B. I'm going to rename you to Tower 1. Yep. Okay. That's what I forgot to do, is grab the updated blueprint with the proper blueprint in the projector. All right, those guys have been doing their thing for a while here. I'm going to let them... That's still the welder going? Yeah, I guess I left the welder on. That's fine. All right, and blueprints. Tower 1, copy to clipboard. Hopefully everything's lined up. Yep. That should get me the rest of my stuff. Let's get that button panel. Okay. Okay, and let's make sure the welders are... There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's one. How are we doing with Gatling ammo? Oh, I'm feeling really vulnerable being this close. All right, and that is Tower 1. Let's go do it again over here. So just like I did in the last over there, let's eat something to get something to eat here. Which way do we want to come through? I'm going to come through here, here, and here. Want to go through that? Hello? Oh. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe not. I also want to make sure. Okay, let's get the right paint. There we go. You know what? No, I mean, I'm going to go through this loop. Okay, so let's grab our straight tube. Okay. And let's keep bringing this out. Can't see a damn thing. And I think that should do it. Okay, so we're going to need our projector. Once again. We need to get these lines, and I'm pretty sure these lines are definitely outside the range. Name of the fact that there is an unwelded block there. Got green light, which means I can start drawing material. You're allowed, buddy. What's up? Hey. No more mean pigs. Now we got cute deer. Hi, baby. What you up to? Okay, blueprint. Defense. Tower 1. Copy to clipboard. And let's get you positioned. So we're going to need to slide you forward. And drop you down to there. Ow. Nope, we are going to have to come up by 1. And I think I'm going to adapt it. Yeah, let's do this. Instead of putting the corner here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually kind of override the blueprint just a little bit. We'll go in like that. And then we'll go in like that. So let's get these two guys welded up. Okay, let's change you to only buildable. And we doing on motor production. Thank you. Oh, I need more than that, eh? Okay, well. All right, I'm gonna get the projector up and running, and then I'll get the welder put in, and then we can release the hounds. Ow.
Health low.
Okay, that was a little dangerous, apparently. Well, and let's go get our body. Which apparently fell within range of the nanos. Okay, well, fine. Ow. That should do for my base. Okay. All right. Welder is welding. Excellent. Okay, so let's put a little bit of armor decorative here. Let's get rid of that, and so I could just pull out some steel plate. Let's get some steel plate. Can I get some steel plate? That apparently is all getting vacuumed up as fast as it can be made. That's because that welder is backing it all up as fast as it can be made. You know what? I'm just going to steal some steel plate from here. Like that. There. All right, we'll let this one weld up, and then we'll go do the next one. There we go. That's what I'm after. And I also want to get... throw a little bit of steel plate into you, throw some steel plate into you, so I can do that, and then I can do that, and grab that.
Energy critical.
Yeah. All right. This independent blueprint is kicked in. Oh, I don't care about the battery here. What the welder? I mean, I care about the battery, but right now, what I need is to get this welder set up. And make sure the conveyor line is functioning. Which is this fella. And this fella. Okay, is the line green yet? No. Let's see if we can't figure out where the brake is. So we'll use... Oh, I'm getting low on hydrogen. BIDN. And the breakage is right here.
No energy.
Ow. Ow.
Fuel low.
Well, I'm glad I put this refill station up here. Okay, and release the automated system. I'm actually going to flip this one. I just want to see. Key projection, show any buildable. There we go. And we should see this guy grow from... There we go. All right. Now we'll let this guy do his thing. Looks like he's got a pair of googly eyes on the side. That's an interesting texturing pattern. All right, we'll let this one build. Okay, so this one's just about done here, so I'm going to move on now to the next location. So the next location theoretically would be right here, but for obvious reasons, not super practical. But that's okay, because I think the farm's pretty covered here with those three. So what I think instead I'm going to do is see if I can't put a tower right here on the roof, because I kind of like to have something actually protecting the building here as well. Put on the projector there. And let's load up the blueprint. Blueprint. Tower. Defensive. And again, I really do prefer using build vision to position these things because I can see where everything is. So we're going to go forward offset. Yeah, so we're definitely stepping on the window there. What if I move it that way? And maybe one more? How does that look? Actually, maybe I'll also move it back by one. And turn it? Let's see, if I steer there, I can go there. Oh, you know what? Okay, this is the thing that's throwing me off here, but I think I can just use some plate. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. All right, hooking up the conveyor system, so it's right in here right now. Let's cut through here and through there. Yeah, so I've got this more or less double ceiling right here, so that's okay. We'll have to get rid of some of the plate here. All right, let's see, conveyor where we can come up through here. So we're gonna need to put in one of them. Well, that way, and then another one of these. And the little guys can take care of that for me. Then we need another straight one, like that. And again, the little guys can build it. Okay, let's flip this to only buildable. Here we go. Let's get a bunch of these in. Nope, need some interior plate. Okay, we'll drop down. Where's the door? There's the door. Load up. Let's grab a snack. I really should be running some farm right now. And honestly, should just need to be able to get these guys started. And you too. There you go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh. That's interesting. Whenever I flip the switch, it toggles them. Oh, that's something to keep an eye on. All right. So because these are blueprints, they all have the same naming, which means that whenever I push the button there, all of the 4 towers are being affected. And if they're already turned on, that means it's going to toggle them off. Okay, good to know. I might have to do that a little differently, like swap out those panels for like a button panel. So there's a on-off, actual on-off switch. Okay, let's get these. Really? And I think just the last thing I'm going to do here is I might as well actually arm this one up. Let's see if did I build you on the grid? I don't know if it's on the same grid. If not, I'll have to use connectors. But I want to, yeah. I'm just going to hook that guy up right there where he is and see how that goes. So, I'm starting to think I actually did build it on the grid. I did not. No, I did not. Okay. Let's then run some connectors. And hopefully they're within enough line. Or I'm gonna be grinding on a tower and rebuilding it. This is what happens when you're trying to take the lazy way out. Okay, put that there. Oh, you really are just gonna be a... Okay, no. No, I'm sorry. That ain't gonna work. All right, let me get into a control panel. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my build system. Because I need to make sure we have set up the correct color for grinding. Yes, we do. All right. Because what I should be able to do is grab this color. So 315 by 315 enter by 100 by 100. So this god awfully obnoxious pink. And if I apply that to the grid, the little feller should come along and vacuum him up. We get a lovely lavender glow. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's get back to our pipe color that we're working with and get back to our pipes. And then like that. Anytime now, guys. You can go ahead and grind. Anytime. No. All right. Let's put the projector on top of here. Thank you. Close enough. Load in the tower blueprint. And clearly this one is going to have to go very, very far forward. Drop you vertically. That does put a good portion of you into the ground, which I'm not thrilled with. So let's lift you up by one. And rebuild some piping. What the hell was that for? You can start grinding them anytime now, fellas. Sure, you'll pick up my garbage, but you're not gonna... Good help is so hard to find these days. Alright, I can get at that, good. Okay, let's grab some steel plate. Is that my unknown signal? Has it really been that long since already? Yeah, that was my unknown signal. Random explosions in the distance are just not something I always feel comfortable with. Alright, the tower's projector's kicked in, so that's gonna take over now. Welders getting built up by the nanos. Okay, let's make sure our weld system, and let's just make sure everyone is turned on. Yeah, that's going to take me forever. Okay, well, while the last tower here gets built to replace this one here, and while I wait for the janitor system either to clean this up or before I go convert the MPV, multi-purpose vehicle, the MPV into a grinder vehicle, I think that's going to do it for this episode. You know, it took a little longer to get these towers up and running, but they are up and running mostly at this point in time. I'll have to make sure I do have ammo for everybody, and I really hate to think, I'm almost wishing something would now come at me because now I have some tower defenses. Yep, there you can also see the ice drill we set up last week. But that's going to do it for now. Once again, thank you for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, and of course, according to analytics, almost half of you aren't subscribed, maybe think about hitting the subscription button down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to further support the channel and become a channel member, you can hit the join button or use the link in the description below. Big thank you to Leebles, channel member. Thank you for your support, buddy. Really appreciate it. Until next time, stay safe out there, be good out there. Most importantly, have yourself a great day. Until next time, bye-bye.